Alright, let's check out Solana. So right now, Solana is basically on its last legs. We are down to the region where we did say that we would want to have a triple bottom if we did see bullish continuation. Now, Solana is basically one of my favorite cryptos. It's my second favorite crypto and my number one altcoin holding. So, I am able to, kind of say this from an unbiased perspective that we would be looking very bearish if we did break below this level. Personally, I said I do think it's very likely that we could be setting up for a triple bottom because previously we had a massive rally, all-time high, broke down, made one low, two lows, and three lows before we went off on a massive rally. So, what I'm saying now is we've obviously had this massive rally again since then. We put in that triple bottom, had a massive run up, massive crash. So far we've put in 1, 2, and we're sitting on where we would be having that third low if we do put in that third low. So the minimum target that I would really not want to see it break below, like the number one target down here is, like I said, between 69 and 67. If we do come down and test this red trend line one more time and bottom down here, then so be it, because this bottom down here was already a slightly lower low. So if we were to extrapolate, it would be very normal to see anywhere, like I said, between 69, 70, 67. These are all places that I would definitely want to see that being the bottom. If we did not see that be the bottom and we started to break below here and came down to 55, I would be very, very cautious, because we would have broken all of the market structure. Basically, once we break below 72, it becomes very scary and you would want to get very quickly back above it. So like I said, if we do come down anywhere here, I would be okay with it breaking below the 786, maybe for like a day or two or three. But the second, if we come over to the weekly, if we had a weekly close below this red trend line, I think we could be setting up for a massive drop, which obviously I don't want to see, as a lot of my crypto bags are in Solana or Solana based NFTs. So obviously I would want to see that do well, which is why I'm outlining this triple bottom. So obviously do take my analysis with a grain of salt, because I do hold Solana myself, but from the most unbiased perspective I can try and give you, I am saying as long as we kind of do fill in with this triple bottom formation that we have previously put in on the first bull run for Solana, then I would not be too worried. But this is specifically for the USD pair. Let me run into Bitcoin and then the BTC pair. So Bitcoin is currently turning up right now. So your number one hope would be that Bitcoin starts going on a rally. If Bitcoin goes on a rally and Solana starts going down, or on the flip side, if Bitcoin starts going down and Solana starts going down, we would need to pay attention to this Sol BTC pair, mainly because we have now broken below the 618. So market structure on Solana priced against Bitcoin has technically broken short to medium term bearish. We are still above the 786 down here, but that is a steep drop. I mean, we outlined this before. This would be a 28% drop. I didn't estimate that this was going to happen. I didn't say it was, but what I did say specifically is if we did kind of start breaking below these lows here, then I would be thinking that we're going to come for a move like this. So I've either got two scenarios that I think is going to happen. Either number one, Bitcoin is about to have a reversal and we're about to start shooting up through the moon, and the Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, and Solana may move up slightly, but it won't be able to keep up with the speed of Bitcoin. I would be moderately okay with that, but what becomes scary is if Bitcoin starts turning around now and dumping, Solana is already on its last legs. I mean, I do say that in a somewhat neutral position, because we have potentially got a triple bottom formation. But what I'm saying is if we do break below this triple bottom formation, we are pretty much screwed, at least in the short term. I do think this will do well in the long term, but if we do look at this from an unbiased perspective in the short term, you can really see how this would be the last place that you'd want it to bottom. If the Sol BTC pair does keep on breaking down, which in my opinion I think it is, we could be setting up for about 27.5% of the Solana value lost against Bitcoin. So like I said, your best case scenario would be for Bitcoin to go on a massive rally, and Solana to have a massive rally as well. The second most, the more likely scenario I'd say is Bitcoin could go on a rally and Solana would fail to keep up and the Solana pair is going to go down. And your worst case scenario for Solana is Bitcoin starts breaking down, because in my opinion, if that happens, then Solana basically has nowhere else to fall but all the way back down to here at potentially $55, which is a pretty steep drop from where we are now. It's over 32%, and do bear in mind, Solana is obviously in the top 10 cryptos. I can't remember the exact position, but it does have a fairly decent market cap. I'm pretty sure it's in the top 5, but I probably would have to check that. I don't really pay too much attention to what's in the top 5, the top 10. It doesn't really make much difference to me what the number associated with it is. I just pay attention to the market cap and the price. So that is pretty much all I see for Solana. So once again, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.